Gawang Kamay is an organization of mothers based in Barangay Escopa 3, Quezon City. The organization aims to satisfy the needs of Barangay Escopa 3's children and promote their rights and well being through various initiatives. This woman led organization is composed of 104 members organized in various clusters and is spearheaded by the organization's president, vice president, and treasurer, making up its executive committee. Gawang Kamay boasts a diverse array of projects, some of which include tutorial sessions for the children of Barangay Escopa 3, Children's Month celebrations, and age appropriate educational talks on various topics. The organization also provides support for brave members of the community and regularly scheduled Bible study sessions in order to remain true to Gawang Kamay's vision and mission. Gawang Kamay is partly supported by its social enterprise, which focuses on the production and distribution of made to order textile products such as bags, shirts, curtains, and pet beds, alongside customized mugs. The products are handmade by the mothers of Barangay Escopa 3 using the organization's available sewing and printing machines, some of which are not currently working. These machines were provided by various sponsors. The barangay's talented sewers work hand in hand with Gawang Kamay's treasurer to procure business opportunities and ultimately generate revenue. The rest of Gawang Kamay's funding is sourced from the collection of monthly membership fees. Its business operations are based in a room located above the local police station. It is a small space that serves as a hub for the organization's daily activities, such as meetings and focused group discussions. It is worth noting, however, that Gawang Kamay space cannot accommodate the entire organization. It can, at most, only accommodate members of the organization's executive committee. For larger gatherings, Gawang Kamay makes use of the barangay's basketball court, which serves as a multi-purpose hall. These resources are readily available to Gawang Kamay due to its close relationship with the local government unit.
Now let's talk about GK stakeholders. Deemed as the most valuable ones are the seamstresses because without them there would be no products to sell. The board members also play a significant role because they coordinate partners, affiliates, and clients. Next, those part of the Escopa 3 community are also stakeholders because efforts are directed towards advocacy projects like National Children's Month and the monthly Bible study sessions. Next, Linga Pangkabataan or LP is the partner org of GK, which connects them to partners or affiliates and also handle their
Using
transactions.
SMART, which stands for
For our fourth
specific,
stakeholder, a number
measurable,
of
achievable,
universities aid
relevant,
GK
and
by
time
providing
bound,
monetary
the
and
group came
equipment
up with the
donations,
following service
finding
objectives
commissions,
for the main
helping
goal
GK
of
get exposure in
formalizing its
bazaars, and also
currently
including them
informal
in formation
operations
programs.
due to the
For our fifth
organization's lack
stakeholder,
of a
similarly,
standard
other
operating
private
procedure.
organizations like the one in Japan provides monetary donations to GK.
The first identified issue would be the lack of formal communication channels. Even though Gawang Kamay has a messenger chat wherein all members are part of, it is often used to sell various items or post about endeavors not related to the community, and important information ends up being often overlooked. Next would be the inactivity of core members, of non core team members, where events organized by the organization are often not attended by most members, and some jobs are delegated to only two or three members when there are more who are capable. Another would be the stagnancy of the social enterprise, where the organization's officers are limited in their options for developing programs that align with Gongkomai's objectives due to low compliance of their members, as well as low turnout for planned activities. And lastly, would be the lack of resources, where despite being provided supplies by their partners, these pieces of equipment are either secondhand or outdated, and the organization has difficulty in maintaining their usability.
Through the meetings and community visits held with Gawang Kamay, various problems were identified. So these would include the lack of standardization in the overall working process of their social enterprise, unsteady stream of customers for their products, shortage in manpower for their activities and initiatives despite having over 100 members, and unclear roles and responsibilities for the members of the organization. Based on the insights of the organization members, the problem they deem as their number one priority would be regarding their social enterprise. Since they are recently starting to hold different activities such as academic tutorials and seminars for online sexual abuse and exploitation of children or OSAIC for the children in Escopa 3, which were initially halted due to the pandemic, sufficient funding would be necessary. Moreover, a more consistent stream of income for the organization, as well as their seamstresses, would help in supporting the children in their community, including their families, which aligns with their vision and mission. So currently, their social enterprise business operations rely mainly on two people, namely their treasurer and the social enterprise head. So they are the main point of contact for their customers, and their conversations would involve the giving of designs by the customer, assessment of design capability by the organization, subsequent making and sending of samples for the customer to approve, then giving a quotation of the price for the full service once they are given the go signal. And although this has worked so far for them, the need for a more streamlined process is evident so as to reduce the burden on the point people as well as to allow for a more organized avenue for communication with the customers. So establishing a comprehensive SOP handbook would be helpful in addressing this. Moreover, setting up an order form which would include a section for the specifications and designs of the customers, pictures of the products and designs that the organization has produced, as well as potential rates for certain types of products would greatly improve the business process. This way, the amount of customer correspondence may be limited to the finalization of their orders, making the process more efficient and lessening the workload for the people in charge. Making use of a business process flowchart would help in the visualization of the proper sequence of ordering to ensure that no steps are missed, thus improving the overall social enterprise efficiency. And familiarizing themselves with G Sheets will aid in the monitoring of the customer orders, detailing the specifics of each order and adding necessary remarks in the orders to ensure that orders are properly handled and deliverables are provided. Increasing and improving the social media presence of the organization will also help in widening their reach, potentially increasing the pool of customers, and moreover, making use of the online selling applications such as Shopee, Lazada, and Carousel may also improve their social enterprise performance since they can post samples of their actual products for potential buyers to see, and the feedback section of these apps would be helpful as these will serve as testimonies to attest for the quality of their products.
Gawang Kamay also cited its shortage of manpower as a primary contributor to its social enterprises stagnation. As previously mentioned, Gawang Kamay has a total of 104 members. These members are divided into clusters, but these clusters were not formed on the basis of function. These clusters were established solely for the purpose of disseminating information. The executive committee passes down information to the cluster leaders who pass information down to the individual organization members. This ultimately means that these clusters are non functional and that the individual members of each cluster have no particular role within the organization, which ultimately means that these clusters contribute very little to the organization's business operations. This
And
is a
carrying out the
loss
proposed
on
interventions and
Gawang Kamay's
initiatives,
part
would be
because
prioritized
the
community
organization
development
has to
principles,
support
particularly community
104
participation and
members through the
consultation with
efforts
various
of only a
stakeholders.
handful
To
of
ensure the
dedicated
relevance and effectiveness of the SOP, we sought the
this
input and
may,
feedback of key
in
members
part, be
throughout
due
the
to the
development
fact that
process.
Gawang
By
Kamay has a
ensuring that the
very
community
poorly
participated
defined
in the whole
organizational
process, this
structure.
fostered a sense of
The
ownership
roles of
and
the
empowerment for members.
organization's
Furthermore, this
members
helped
are
ensure that
ill
the
defined,
SOP reflected the needs
making
and
members
realities of Gawang
complacent.
Kamay.
The leaders of Gawang Kamay reported that a number of its members do not participate in the organization's activities, such as the Bible study sessions and the General Assemblies, despite these activities being mandatory and despite these same members constantly benefiting from the organization's socio-civic activities. Even the leaders themselves have expressed their frustration over the lack of clarity regarding their roles and responsibilities, with some members of the organization's executive committee complaining that they are overworked for no reason since they are forced to pick up extra work that is not supposedly theirs. The proper delineation of roles and responsibilities within the organization may encourage members to become more active within the organization and contribute to the organization's social enterprise. And it may also decrease overall member burnout.
We aim to develop a comprehensive standard operating procedure handbook that clearly outlines a step by step procedure for all key processes within the organization in order to ensure the clarity and consistency. A flowchart that illustrates order processing will also serve as a visual roadmap to enhance operational efficiency and minimize errors. Furthermore, the existing technology the organization has will be integrated into this approach by training the members to use cheat sheets to keep track of orders and optimize workflow.
To tackle the problems that we discussed, our first proposed intervention is the creation of various committees that members can join and the establishment of retention requirements. By giving members specific responsibilities, we expect to mobilize the member base and entice them to be more involved. ASMPH students will aid in designing these retention requirements and also provide suggestions on the committees. The only thing that they'll be needing are copies of sign up sheets and retention requirements to be distributed. Next, we propose for documents such as member data and financial data to be migrated to a digital space. We expect that this would make data more organized, less likely to be lost or destroyed, and a lot more accessible to every member of GK. ASMPH students will teach GK how to migrate the data and how to use the applications needed to store them. Devices connected to the internet will be needed for this intervention.
So another possible activity or intervention that the organization can do would be to implement monthly activities that generate cash flow, such as garage sales, raffles, or possible online sports tournaments, where the expected outcome would be that the earnings can go towards necessary equipment needed by the organization, as well as incentivize members that would contribute to their income. The target time frame would ideally be July 2024 onwards, since this would be a monthly recurring event, and stakeholders would include the members of Gawang Kamay, where they will work together to organize such events, and ASMPH students can assist on the logistics side, and the resources needed would mostly be social media platforms.
In carrying out the proposed interventions and initiatives, the group prioritized the community development principles, particularly community participation and consultation with the various stakeholders. To ensure the relevance and effectiveness of the SOP, we sought the input and feedback of key members throughout the development process. By ensuring that the community participated in the whole process, this fostered a sense of ownership and empowerment to their members. Furthermore, this helped ensure that the SOP reflected the needs and realities of Gawang Kamay.